Yeah, it's the Rap Radar Podcast. My name is B-Dot.
It's Elliot Wilson.
Elliot, today we got some country boys here in the big city.
Carolina boys, man, to be specific.
Little brother.
I see little brothers
yes,
back.
Sir.
Man. What you know about that little brother, man?
I'm loving it.
It's taking me back, man. But it's dope,
Yes.
man. Grown man rap, man, is moving, man.
I like to think so as well.
Shout out Phonte, Big Rapper Pooh, man.
Yep.
They're going to be in the building. I know that hardcore fans going to be excited to see this one.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited too. May the Lord watch. One of my favorites so far
Good
this
album,
year.
man. Good
I'm feeling
album. May the Lord watch. Let's get into it, man. Little brother, man. Can you believe it?
I can't.
On your Rap Radar Podcast.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, is a little brother up here?
You goddamn right.
Oh
Yes,
my
sir.
goodness.
I've always thought Little Brother was a trio, but
It was.
It was.
In the verse. At first it was us, me, Pooh, and Nine.
Right.
And then we officially became a duo in 2007. And then it's been a duo ever since.
Yeah, one of my favorite hip hop release tweets that came out. You said last night, me and Big Pooh was sitting around the table drinking with a few friends and watching all your reactions to the album in real time.
Straight up.
Yeah. Greatest album release party ever.
Ever.
But isn't that crazy? Like in this era, like you could instantly. I mean, you put so much work into it. Like you guys are finally back in the scene. How exciting is it just to see people kind of in real time consume?
It's crazy,
your art?
man. Like it's so crazy because we started when you didn't see it in real time.
Yeah.
Like when we first started, like 02.
03.
Yeah,
When we put the listening out, you just had to wait and see what people
Yeah,
reaction
guys like
was.
us could ruin it and say we don't like it and give it a bad rating.
You really good.
Yeah. So now it's just like you put it out and everybody gets it at the same time.
Yeah.
And you just watching, you just real time. Like as they listen, oh man, I just got finished with this jam. And oh man,
Yeah.
you said, and it's just like literally we were sitting in that hotel lobby. Everybody, it was probably about 10 of us. By 3 o'clock in the morning,
It was just two of us.
it was just 2 of us. Sitting in there still on our phone.
Because
Like,
how do you go to sleep? You just drop this
You
body
don't.
of work, right? Like
You
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
You don't.
Like how
You
do you
don't.
settle down?
It's like a
after
video
I do a
game.
crown, I can't settle down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's
seriously. It's like
yeah.
I understand why musicians be doing drugs and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? On some real shit. Because you need something to take that dopamine
Yeah.
down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's amazing, man. It's I think it speaks to now just kind of somewhat the democratization of music, reviews and everything, where there really isn't anymore just a one gatekeeper. Like back in our day, like if you got 3 mics in the source, nigga, you were done. If you got M or L and double XL, nigga, it was over.
Yeah.
But now there's a thing where it's kind of like a hive mind where you can put out records, and even if you get a bad review, the people will say like, look, fuck what they talking about, nigga, this shit go. And there's more of a conversation going.
Yeah.
Likewise, if something ain't hitting, oh nigga, you will know quick.
Yeah.
Like there was, I saw like, I mean,
No, we see like Mommy always talk about it, not to diss them, but when Nas did the record with Kanye, the action was so strong, negative. It's almost like, to me, a lot of people didn't even give it a chance fully because it just wasn't what they wanted at the time, and Kanye had his other stuff going on, and you just saw like instantly like it might get that look on the ride.
Like,
Like,
even like we saw it too, like with Chance's record, where that was the craziest shit because I think that was the first time I ever saw a meme kill an album. That nigga did the
wife and kids. I love my wife.
Nigga, that shit, it was over. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
And the I love my wife. And it was so hilarious. Like, nigga, I ripped the shit.
Yeah.
And I took the I took the audio of the I love my wife.
Of course.
And I put it over my actual wedding footage.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit go off. Nigga. Oh my, I showed it to my wife. I was like, babe, look what I did. New wedding video.
Well, Phonte, you guys talk about, you said like you activate like the Wonder Twins, right? Why was 2019 the right time to drop this album? May the Lord watch.
Man, I think it really just had to do with where we were as people. You know what I'm saying? I think we did a lot of work on ourselves, just as individually and as a group. And there was a lot of mistakes we made in the beginning. And this is what I stress to just a whole lot, young brothers coming up in the game. If you're in a group, if you have a team, whatever, man, have conversations about what you want in the beginning. Because the mistake that a lot of artists make, that we made, is that you lock in with people and it's like, oh, my nigga, this nigga, he cold with the beats. Oh, he cold with the raps. He cold with the video, whatever. And we gone. You know these people as artists. You know what they can do as artists, but you don't know these niggas as people. Right. So you have to have those conversations of, yo, what does success look like to you?
Yeah.
Where's your stopping point? How hard do you want to work at this?
Yeah.
Do you want to tour? Do you not want to tour? Okay, what does that look like? You have to have those conversations early so that you can kind of really get to know each other.
Yeah, he's a different personality types outside of the art, right?
Outside of the art, because the art is the easiest part.
Yeah. And
the art is the part that can really be a band-aid for a lot of fuck shit. It can cover like a whole lot of fuck nigga behavior in this just for the sake of the art. But sooner or later, man, that levee's gonna always break.
Because everybody, the goal in the beginning for everybody has the same goal in the beginning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just want to make it.
Yeah.
So they
get
think.
On.
So they
and
think,
it feels even more empowering to get on with your homie, get on with another talented
so they think,
brother
like,
from
yo, we got
your
the same
hood, your
goal because
neighborhood.
we just want to get on. It's like, no, we don't.
Because what getting on look like to you may look different than what it looked like to him. And y'all gotta have them conversations. So I think in 2019, it was just a time where we started work on this record in October 2018.
I saw Pooh. You were saying how proud you are that it is October 18th, I guess. To
because
October 2018.
A lot of people
now.
assume when we put the press release out at the end of May, they just starting. It was like, nah, we was about finished.
Because you had a reunion at that festival in Durham. Art of Cool 2018. And people were surprised about that. It was like, yo, is this happening?
So were we.
Oh, that's you didn't see the doc? That story's crazy.
Yeah, we were surprised as well.
Yeah, I saw a little of that documentary. For people that haven't seen, like, tell the story about how that came together. That's Phonte getting some of his mastermind shit together. Right?
Yo, man, that was, brother, listen, that was God working, man. I can't take the credit for that. Listen, man, we did the, so I was at home. There's a festival that goes on called Art of Cool Festival in Durham, North Carolina. And it's just like a music festival. It happens in like the fall.
Yep.
So the scheduled lineup, the first night was like Maxwell and like somebody else, I can't remember. Me and my wife went to see Maxwell that Friday night.
You went to the show?
I went Friday night. Okay. Friday night, we out hanging, dancing Maxwell, all that shit. Okay, so Saturday,
two-stepping and everything.
Well, we Chicago step. That's a little different.
Okay, my man.
Respect the craft.
Right.
But anyways, we out here just being black and dancing in Maxwell.
Enjoying the weekend festival.
Right.
Chilling. So Saturday, I'm literally at home in my damn box just chilling. Right? Mm-hmm. Get a call from my man Suleiman who runs the festival. He's like, yo, the lineup for the Saturday was Royce.
Nas was the headliner.
Nas was the headliner.
No, Erykah Badu was the headliner.
Royce, Nas, and Erykah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey man, Royce missed his flight. Woo. Can you come and do a set on his behalf, whatever? I'm like, he's like 30, 35 minutes, whatever. All right, let me check and see what I can do. So it's like 4:30. Stage time is at 8.
Wow. So
I call my DJ Flash, and I hit him, and I'm just like, yo.
This is for a Phonte set.
This is just for a solo set. I'm just trying to see what's up, what's good. I don't get him. I call Knife. I say, yo, man, I know what's up with Flash. Suleiman needs me to cover for him, for Royce. Can you DJ for me? Would you do it? He was like, yeah, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah. What made you call Knife? Have you had him do shows with you before?
Yeah, we had,
shows?
So me and Knife had done solo. We did a solo run together back in 2011, 2012 when I released Charity Starts at Home and he released his Wonder Years album.
Okay.
So we did a run. We had toured together before.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he was like, cool, I'll do it. And I was like, okay, man, well, while I got you on the phone, I have this crazy idea. What if we do this? I was like, yo, what if we get Pooh involved? And he was like, oh, shit, like really? Like for real? I'm like, yo, man, this could be crazy. This is like a gift to our city. There's literally no other circumstances that we have this moment right now. This could just be a great thing for us to do. Yeah. And he's like, all right, well, hit Pooh. I call Pooh.
Now, mind you, I live 2.5 hours away.
Wow.
Charlotte.
Wow.
Not Durham.
I know that was that far.
He called me.
And it's 4:30.
4:30. I sent him the voicemail. I was like, I'll call him right back.
I called him right back.
I hit the button. I hit the button all the time. Yeah. He calls me right back. So I said, hey man, let me call you. He said, no, I just need a minute. So I'm like, all right, what's good? He said, I got Knife on the phone. I'm like, okay, what's up? What's happening? He was like, yo, I got this opportunity for this gig at Art of Cool today. I was like,
no rehearsal.
He was like, I'm thinking we could do this little brother thing today. Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's 4:30. What time it start? 8.
Right? Not even tomorrow. Like,
okay. So then I asked the real important question. How much we getting paid?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's gonna determine
big rap.
And so he's like, all right, we working that out. So he called me back 5 minutes later.
And the reason why we working it out is because I don't talk money until I know I can deliver.
Right.
Yeah. That's just the principle.
I so then you call a promoter like, hi brother, how you like a little brother in your life?
No, seriously. That's what he did. I called him back. I was like, yo, what if I could deliver a little brother show?
The budget
Phonte,
went up.
Don't you fucking play with me, man.
Exactly.
What? Are you serious? And yeah, the budget
approved.
Budget approved.
So he called me back and was like, "Yo, we got what we wanted.
Yep.
What's up? I'm on my way." I literally, because I went in the house, I literally went home. I grabbed the first shit out my closet I ain't had to iron, and I was in the car.
Clean.
Pew! Like I was on my way.
Reunited the band.
Yeah, that was how we did it. And we literally, I mean, we were putting the songs together.
Yeah, Knife was saying you had to Knife had to get the hard drive from
Flash.
DJ Flash.
Yeah.
And then you just so how did you put together the set list? Was this a random thing of just whatever you thought that popped up?
Man, for us, I mean, we hadn't performed together in so long, but all artists, I mean, you generally know
Your bigger records.
You know your bigger records, and even sometimes not even your bigger records. You just know the records that just go off
at the show.
At Carolina.
Yeah, it's like if
So what were some of the ones you performed that you got an insane reaction?
Say It Again
Say
always
It Again.
goes up on the
Loving
show.
It.
Yeah. Loving It,
of course.
that always goes up.
The way you do it. Did we do that?
We did do The Way You Do It.
The Way You Do It.
From Listening. Dreams from Get Back.
Yeah, Dreams
that
from
shit
Get
always
Back.
goes off. Was never a single, never nothing, but that shit always kills. Did we do Life of the Party? From
I don't know if
the
we
Not
did
Strong?
Life
I
of
can't
the
remember.
Party.
That's another one that goes off. But yeah, you have those records. We did a interview the other day. We were talking with some stand-up comedians, and we were just discussing the parallels between music and comedy, and how you might have a joke that will kill in LA, but
Don't work in the
Arkansas,
market.
right?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. So, but it's like with music,
You
it's
knew with the
kinda
hometown
similar.
crowd, you knew exactly what they wanted.
You know what to give it to them.
So what was it like being on that stage?
Man, that shit was surreal. It was almost like for that moment you come up and you like, damn, this shit really happening. But then when the music start, when it starts, you ain't got time to think about none of that shit.
Right.
You just
go.
in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to see how even when I see some of the footage, how it just automatically fell back into place.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah,
muscle memory.
It just come right back after that first.
You know where
bar,
you're supposed to stand. You know
yeah,
where you're supposed to stand.
and it's it all came back. Okay, Tay, he unpredictable. You don't know where the fuck he gonna be at on stage. So you just gotta switch sides. Wherever he go, just go to the other side. It's just them different things just came back. And then when you get off stage, then you be like, yo, that shit just happened.
Right.
For real.
And it's really like a before LB and post LB. And I think that was one of the reasons why it was just so hard to go to sleep after the album came out, because and me and my wife talked about we prayed and we were just just give us a strength, because we know our lives are going to be completely different after this album comes out.
Yeah.
Because this album,
nothing's the same after that.
This album to me almost serves like a sequel to the Minstrel Show. Is that fair to say?
Not a sequel.
Because it has a lot of elements of the Minstrel Show, the skits and
Yeah. A lot of elements. But not a sequel. We were very. I think we were both very adamant about not making this a nostalgia play.
Okay.
I don't want to take it back to shit. I'm here right now.
Yeah.
This is
2019.
it's about now. Yeah. So in the album, with us kind of doing it, the thought was, we introduced all these characters in our kind of LB universe. So now we have to complete that story. We have to tell you 15 years later, okay, what happened to all these characters? Where did they land? And so with all the skits and everything,
right.
I mean, they're funny and they're like these funny bits, but they're really moving the story forward and showing you every skit.
It's such an important part of the album.
Right.
Exactly.
You kind of need them for the full listening experience.
I always look at it as the skits for the album. It re-engages the old listeners that we had, but the music is for the old listeners and for the new ones we get, because the new people, they like, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah,
I can appreciate it, but I don't get the historic of it.
Yeah, they don't know what UBN is. That sort of thing,
it's like, oh, this is crazy. What is this? You know what I'm saying? But for the old people, that's their oh man, it's like the inside joke. Oh man,
it's fan service. It's like if you've never seen any. Any Marvel movie,
in Carolina, right?
It's like if you've never seen any Marvel movie and then you watch Endgame, you can enjoy it because it's action and it's shit. But if you've watched all of them and then you watch it, it just hits you on a completely different level. So you have to kind of construct the album in the sense that we're gonna do fan service for our fans, but at the same time, there hasn't been enough there that if someone is walking into this blind, there's still something there for them and they can just appreciate it on the surface level.
And Pooh, you call this album the album of your careers.
Definitely.
Why is it that?
Hands down, because it is.
Because it is. I think I call it that because, and I don't, people always ask me like, yo, what's your favorite Little Brother album? Before I be like, man, it's like asking who's your favorite child. You know what I mean? But for this one, everything was just so in sync. The energy was right. We actually communicated properly throughout the process. There isn't a beat on this album that we both didn't agree to. Whereas before, it'd be like, Tay be like, yo, I got this idea for this one gonna be crazy. And I'd be like, try it, because you got the concept. Or I'll come through like, yo, I think we can make some of this. He'd be like, all right, I'll give it a go.
Right.
This one, if we both ain't say, that's it, that shit ain't end up on the album. And so just going to just that, the fact that we were able to do this under obscurity for most of the process, like nobody knew we were doing it.
Was that important to keep it?
Hell
yeah, man. Like we couldn't. I mean,
you didn't want expectations. You just didn't want people in your business.
Not necessarily expectations.
Yeah, just people, and you just want that kind of being insular. You know what I mean? Like I think it says something about. You know, they always say about artists, you know, you have your whole life to write your first album. Yeah. So, you know, your first album is you just kind of working in obscurity, getting this thing right, and then presenting it to the world. Yeah. And then when that first album drops, everything after that changes because now
there's something to judge you by. Yeah.
They got something to judge you by. And so with this record, we were just like, this was the closest we ever came to working like our debut because we just did it ourselves and no one knew we were working on it and we didn't release it until it was ready.
There's people on the album who found out the day the album came out. Oh shit, I'm on that? That's what she was getting stuff for?
You chose my beat? Yeah, because you got like a black milk beat on there or something like that.
Nas didn't know until the album came out.
Oh, wow. Nas didn't know.
He did the Bobby Caldwell sample one, right?
Yeah. We had that. I actually had to call Bobby Caldwell to clear that sample.
Really? You did?
Yeah. Shout out.
That's
we cleared samples on this. This ain't shit.
Well, what made you tackle? I want to talk about that song. It's like one of my favorites. Like, what made you tackle that? Because obviously, when you hear that sample now, you think the Common record. So it's a very familiar sample, but I think you guys chop it up and present it in a very different way. Like, was that an important challenge to make, or you just knew that you still wanted to use that? So
that was. I mean, because it was chopped up different, we was like, yo, we can still use this, and it's new. It's like you know what it is, but it's a new approach on it, and just the concept for that song, man. I mean, that's our life, bro. Like,
that's like the national washed anthem.
Yeah, that's real shit. You know what I'm saying? And it, you know, I thought it was just dope how we created the story. Like it's real, but we created the story to where. It's like I start off talking about how, you know, I have a case of FOMO. Like I'm looking on Instagram, I'm like, shit, I want to be in there. That shit look
that look like it's lit. What address is that?
What address is that? And then I realized like, nah, you want to be there, but you really don't want to be there. And then Tay come in with his verse talking about
I'm the guy that
he's the guy that I'm looking at, Instagram. And he don't want to be there.
Yeah. And the picture is just like we were talking about before camera. Yeah. It's just optics. Like it looks like it's going off, but nigga,
it really.
You had that line after 35. The club is a different kind of torment. And like listening to your verse, I was wondering, like, is this from a real life scenario?
Hell yeah! I mean, like we was talking like offline, like it just gets to a certain point in your life where, listen, man, if I'm not leaving my house to pick up no money,
right,
nigga, I ain't leaving my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so it's just like, you know. It gets to a point where you just, I think after a certain point in your life, you just realize you have your bullshit detector gets fine-tuned, and you know what's real and what ain't. And so, you know, it just, that was a reflection of that. I would just find myself out in these spaces, and I was like, yo, why the fuck am I here? I don't even want to do this shit. I'm going home. And the thing is, you go home and everything is fine. Like, I didn't miss anything by not being in this space. I didn't, you know.
But you guys to kind of touch on, there could be loneliness with that, like all these numbers, who do I call? Like, there's some elements of that too. Like,
absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, because you got at this age, I can't say at that age, at this age that like currently at, you know, you think about like all your, like most of your friends, you know, they married, they got kids, whatever, and that's that thing, like you like, man, I want to hang out. Who I call to hang out? Yeah. Shit, I can't call him. He got to take his kids to swimming, karate, all that. I can't call him. They on the date. Him and his wife on the date. So it's just like, yo, who I call to go out? If I want to go out.
And then you end up calling somebody younger, and then they moving at a different speed.
And they moving at a different speed. And that's the whole thing, man, and that's real. Like people connect to that shit. I mean, like I said, it's our life, but it's real for a lot of people. So when they hear it, they automatically like, yo, nigga, you know what nigga, that's me.
Yeah. Why do you think that we've got? How do you think we've gotten to a point where, like, you know, you guys know we used to be in an era where if a rapper got in their 40s, it was, you know, Budweiser Superfest time, and they weren't relevant. They weren't relevant no more, you know. But now it's like, it seems like we're receptive way more, and motherfuckers are still spitting. Like, you're still spitting. Like, why are we able now to like have hip hop artists truly grow and create this art that to me is resonating?
Man, I think the reason why we're able to do it is because no one saw hip hop lasting this long. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop, I've always likened it to hip hop is like the dude that was wild and crazy as a youth, and when he thought he would be dead by like 19, but now the nigga's 40 and is like, oh shit. I made it.
Right.
Yeah. What do I do now? Yeah. You know what I mean? And so the thing with hip hop is that, you know, it's particularly with MCing, you know, it's not a physical game. It's a mental game. It's not like if you're a ball player and you know, your joints start hurting and you get a little slow off the dribble. It's just like, all right, my nigga, sit it down.
Yeah.
But with hip hop, you know, with rhyming, if you have vocabulary and imagination and a truth to tell, you can do this shit as long as you want to do it. And particularly as you get older, your mind changes in a lot of ways and you do get sharper. The way you see things is different. The way you can analyze and take in the information and synthesize it and put it back out to an audience, that shit changes. Yeah. So, you know, you can be a 40, it ain't like basketball, you can be a 40-year-old nigga and you can come off the couch and get these 20-year-old niggas buckets.
Yeah. So it's safe to say, because I remember on the left back, you said you ain't gonna be rhyming till you're like 60, so you're gonna still...
I don't think that. I think, but again, my thing is, my hope is, you know, if you want to do it when you're 60, great. What hurts, I think, a lot of times is when you see somebody that has to do it. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
or if you hear the decline, like people say, you know,
that's the toughest thing is hearing the decline. Like, or seeing
like when Andre the Famous Outcast, when my favorite group ain't coming with it, like the pain of like, you know, somebody who's seeing dope and seeing the decline. I think that hurts all of us as fans because we always want to keep that.
Most definitely. That's why it was one of my happiest moments. Like, we've done record with Kane. I've talked to Kane on the phone. I've never seen Kane in concert. So
Big Daddy Kane.
I see the clips. Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. I see the clips, but I
had to see the split with the thing.
I felt no happier. I was in Switzerland like 2 weeks ago at a festival, and he came on like 2 acts after me. It was me and Apollo Brown, Black Milk, and then Kane. And I rushed. I was backstage Smith & Wesson. We heard Kane on. I was like, yo, I'm
right to the
side
front.
of the stage. And just watching him perform, and I was like, yo, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, that still inspires me to go out here. The way he killed that hour set, you would have thought he was 20.
And he killed it as him.
He killed it as him.
Yeah, because the thing with Kane, and I mean, he was always like one of my biggest rap inspirations. And Kane, you know, was a good friend of mine, my homie Josh, that's from Durham. He was an MC, and he was working with Kane this is like back in like early 2000s. And story I'll never forget, he said he was talking to Kane one day, and he was like, Kane, man, why don't you get out here and still do these records, man? You can be Jay-Z. And Kane said, man, I already been Jay-Z. And that, like, so nigga, just, he's like, dude, I've done that already. This is who I am now. Right. And that just spoke to me so much, man. Like, just.
And your perspective changes, like, to go back to kind of what we were saying earlier, I wanted to get your take, Pooh, because you have a line that we talk about. You know, almost that thing when you first rhyme to just show everybody how nice you are. You have that chip on your shoulder, but obviously people now know you're nice. What's the challenge of you now to grow as a lyricist and to stay?
Man, I mean, for me, it's you know, I look at albums as game tape. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always aiming to get better. I just told somebody today, I'm always retooling. I'm always in the toolbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always something I could get sharper at. So I'm always in, and I look at myself more as the competition. You know, my past self as opposed to somebody else, because I feel when I'm gonna say something, I gotta have something to say. Like, man, we were talking about, I was like, yo, I can't just be on here just rapping bars to say I'm nice, man. Like, them days is over.
That don't resonate.
I'm 40, man. Like, I want people to listen, be able to take something from this, like something real from this. And so that's what every time I approach it, I have to have something to say. If I don't have nothing to say, then you won't hear me.
It's funny, because I think it was on the Work Through record. You talk about like how when you and Tay hit the stage, it's just not for accolades. So like at this point, like what are you working towards?
Legacy, man.
It's legacy.
It's legacy, man. I want people. You know, I'm doing the record. We were able to reconcile and repair our brotherhood, our bond, and actually become friends. Now I want people to recognize, like, yo, they were two of the best to do it. Like, period. Like, I don't give a fuck. Here now, was here before, here after.
Them niggas put in that goddamn work.
They put that work in, and we can't deny. We can't deny what they were or who they are. And that's what I'm working for, man. Like this is legacy time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think things got further perspective for people that don't know. I guess it was when Fife had passed away. That's when you reached out and you guys had really began to like prepare any past issues you guys had.
Like we've been working on our personal relationship since 2016, and you know Fife passed, and like I said in the documentary, I had just spoke to Fife. Like we did a record together, and he was telling me, "Yeah, man, I'm about to mix this record up. You know, it's gonna be on my album, whoop de whoop." And I'm like, "Yo, for sure, whatever you need, Fife, I got you." And then to see he passed, it just made me think. It put my whole relationship with my brother in perspective. It's like, yo, I ain't really talked to my brother in 5 years. For what? You know what I mean? For what? It wasn't nothing serious. You know what I mean? Like nothing that serious.
Right? Not 5 years serious.
Yeah, not 5 years serious. So, you know that I reached out to him immediately. You know what I mean? Like I texted him and I was like, "Yo, if we never speak again, I love you. You'll always be my brother. I just want you to know that. Whatever happens, I want you to know that." He texted me back the same thing, and then we just got on the phone and started hashing it out. And that's when you really realize, like, damn, dog, we ain't talked 5 years or some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Man.
We're at that point, like in careers, you know, we were talking about this earlier, where you never know when it's gonna be the last time you see somebody. Like when Fife passed, I'm sure when last time you talked to him, you weren't thinking, "Oh, this is the last time I'm gonna see Fife."
No.
Last time you saw Nipsey or whatever, you weren't thinking,
right.
"Oh man, this is the last time I'm gonna see this man." So with the album "May the Lord Watch," it was just the title. Was just representing like, listen, we may not get to do this shit again. This very much could be the last time. So if it is indeed the last time, until we meet again, I hope the Lord watches over you. I wish you peace. I wish you happiness. I wish you love.
So that significance of the title ties into that too.
Definitely.
When you say "May the Lord watch,"
It's all connected.
That's why every time, and this is the first time we done, like every time we part from each other, whether that was recording, when we go home after this, whatever, we always let each other know like we love you. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't used to do that before. You know what I mean? Like,
because it's youth. Like, you just think, I see this nigga.
Right.
I'm sick of seeing this nigga. Please, fuck this.
Right. But now we understand, like, you start realizing your own mortality as you get older. Like, we're at the age now where we seeing people that we came up with pass away. You know what I mean? Or older, our elders pass away. And so it's like, damn, yo, my time could be any time. So you got to let those people that you love, that you love.
Like flowers, man.
Yeah.
Well, Phonte, I gotta give some flowers right now, man. Why'd you kill my man Percy Miracle?
Man, listen, first and foremost, R.I.P. Percy Miracle.
Come on, man.
Soul legend. Listen, man. Well, so, and kind of just tying everything together. So, when we were just conceptualizing the album, the thought was, what was it, if it's been 15 years since all these people have come together, what is it that usually brings people together? It's usually death.
Yeah.
So, in real life, it was me and Pooh's, it was Fife's death that brought us together. So in the fictional LB world, the album, we needed a death to bring everybody together. And so the thought was, my first thought was like, okay, what if we kill Roy Lee, just like the old producer? I was like, nah, that doesn't hold any weight. Percy's gotta die.
No.
I was like, that's
tough decision had to happen.
It had to happen, brother.
And Pooh, you was with that?
Yeah, I was with it. What's so crazy? Every
you
time
could have vetoed that, Pooh.
Nah,
shut it down, brother.
What made it even more like that was the right decision. What let me know is when people did find out that we were back, or the couple of people that I let know beforehand. The first thing that was like, "Yo, man, y'all got to bring Percy back.
Yeah,
y'all got to bring Percy."
And we were
back.
like, "Oh yeah, he coming back."
So that let me know like that was the right decision.
Can we get a posthumous album?
I know you got some recordings.
It may be some files lying around.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? There will maybe some Percy content forthcoming that I can't speak on, but we're gonna send this brother off in the right.
It was a little bit of Percy though, I think, on your solo album with Freddie Gibbs, that record.
That's my nigga, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gibbs,
but
man.
the harmonizing that you were doing on that record was like,
man, I just be singing, you know what I mean? Like that was a record that changed your mind.
Change Your Mind, yeah.
That was on my solo record, me and Gibbs. Shout out to him, man. That's my man. I've singing was always something that I had done, and it was really just something that even from the first Little Brother album, I really was just singing just to kind of hold the place, and I was like, okay, I'll just sing this now, and then we'll get somebody else come and sing it later. But
nobody else came.
We just kept it, and so it was just something that I always had done, and it was really just as a way. If it was just an idea I wanted to express, and I thought it could make the song better, then I would just do it, and that would be that.
I was just thinking you was doing all these things in secrecy, but you did that as a skit. So how do we trust Peter Rosenberg not to run his mouth?
Okay, so
that Peter Rosenberg guy got a little loose lips sometimes.
He be running his goddamn mouth. So I reached out to him. So it was funny. So me and him had just been talking, just on some life shit. So I hit him. I'm like, yo, man, I need something from you. He's like, what? And I'm just like, keep it in secrecy, but we're working again. He was like, oh shit. So I typed up like his monologue that he says, and I sent it to him. And he sent it back to me, and it was super fucking like, he was like WWE Mean Gene Open. I'm like, nigga. So I'm like, bro, I said, listen, man, it's not that. I said, the first half, you gotta really play it serious. Like, you're the president and you're addressing and like someone has died. Like, you really got to play it straight. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. And so he sent me back that next tape and he had it. I said, but on the second half, where it goes to the tickets for $6.95, that's your WWE.
Now you turn the corner.
Right. Exactly. And so he got it. But he was super cool. I mean, the few people that we were able to, that we let know what was going on before, they were really
they held it close.
They held it close because they understood what it was, and they was just like, yo, I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.
I was gonna say, how ecstatic is Questlove right now? Like that guy.
Question love.
No, and that skit was great because it seemed like it was a genuine moment in that skit.
Oh, right? Nigga, that was so. We cut that. We were in. I think we were at Reservoir. It was after we had finished taping an episode of Questlove Supreme, and I just gave him just the premise. I was like, okay, this is what it is. This is who you are. And we just started riffing, and that moment when I said the Roy Lee 8 line, we both just lost our shit. And it was
so crazy. Niggas got 7 of them.
I heard when he was putting all of the skits together, like after he got all the stuff, and we was in the room together. But that one, he put that together before I got there. So he does his thing when you come in. If he gonna play something for you, he has his back to you, and he just press play on you, like you don't even know what you about to listen to. So I come in the room like, yeah, man, long trick, ready to get started. Yeah, we gonna get started in a minute. Hold on. And I just sat and I listened to it and I fell out. Like I fell out. Like I was like, yo, when you do this shit, like this is crazy. Like,
but working with Quest closely on that show, was it hard to keep him out of the mix of you plotting this album?
No, it wasn't. So the thing with Amir, man, when we were working on the show, he just told me straight up, and I agreed. He said, listen, man, if you don't got goosebumps when you finish this shit, then it ain't worth it. I said, nigga, I know. Like, that's my... Okay. I'm like, dude, if we're not just doing this again...
It doesn't have to come out. It's your choice.
Right. I'm like, my mortgage ain't gonna go unpaid if you don't... Nigga, we good. It's just, this is strictly, like Pooh said, it's for the legacy.
You feel like we can do it and got something to do.
Yeah, we got something to say. So, but no, he was super... Even when he was like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't want to hear shit. He's like, don't send me no roughs.
Oh, so you didn't even give him the back?
No, he didn't want it. He didn't want it. He's like, no, I want to experience this shit as a fan. He said, I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to wait till it's finished. Even there was a sample that we were going to use, and I was helping. He was kind of helping us clear it. We ended up not even using the sample, removing the sample, but he was helping us clear it. And I was like, well, man, do you want to hear the song? He was like, nope. He's like, no, send me the song. I'll just holler at the people. So that was.
But he's known it's true that he was always staying on you guys more than anybody to.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. We done had a few talks where it's like, hey, come on, man, you can't be online doing that, bro. You stirring up the people. you want to know something? Holler at me direct, baby.
You have to tear him down, Pooh. You have to
take it online, man.
No, man. You know what I'm saying? And Amir, he don't be getting like niggas.
Acting like he got like 10 followers. Meanwhile, nigga got like
nigga, it's a million niggas following me right now, dog. Like,
send me a DM, baby.
Yo, that's him. That's
you got my numbers. You got other tough critics too. I heard on the record. You got your cousin Lil Mane. He said when y'all been gone, these niggas got wild courage.
Yeah.
What did he mean by that?
That was my cousin. Shout out my cousin Little, man. My cousin Dwayne. He was just saying, we was having a conversation just about, this was like a year or two ago. It was a couple years before we even started working. He was just like, man, like since y'all been gone, he was basically saying since y'all been gone, there's been a void that's been there. You know what I'm saying? It was a lane that y'all left kind of vacated, and in y'all's absence, a lot of niggas have tried to fill that lane and really think they filling this lane. He's like, but man, they ain't doing it like y'all. They not, you know what I'm saying? It was something. It's like it was something that always, me and Amir would talk about, and about Prince. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about how there's a person that comes through in any industry, it's music, art, whatever. But we was using Prince as an example. Prince came through, and he was just this juggernaut that just broke through.
Right.
So then, everyone that came after him, a lot of acts that came after him, the only thing they took from him was the vulgarity. All they took was just the screaming and the ass out and the all that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But they didn't understand
musicianship and everything. Yeah, everything.
Played every instrument.
The musicianship, the songwriting, the crap. Like, it ain't just a
written, produced, and arranged part.
Yeah, this is right. The actual talent. This ain't just a light skinned nigga screaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that was the thing. He was like, it's a lot of people that were kind of just grafting what y'all did, but they ain't got the heart that drove it. And so that was where that conversation came from.
Yeah. Is it because authentic? I mean, even down to it, when you say like the feel, like what does that mean to you? And like when you started crafting it, is there a certain feel or sound or aesthetic that you know is like the little brother sound that you're going for?
Yeah.
When we on the track, nigga. I mean, for us, it's. I used to tell people all the time, and because it's hard to describe like what the little brother sound is, but I used to tell people all the time when they used to ask, when we weren't even speaking, they used to ask, man, I need y'all just get back to, man, put y'all differences aside, get back, whatever. And I'd be like, look, man, I'm gonna tell you something you don't understand about Little Brother, what makes Little Brother special. When we were making them records that you love, we actually liked each other.
Straight up.
So to get on the record, like, it's easy. I can get on the record, he spit a verse, I spit a verse, and it's a record.
We ain't gotta be in the same room.
Nah, it's a record, but it feels different.
Yeah.
You
said that though. You said everything you created it literally together.
We got
same
writing, recording,
the old school. That
everything.
seems so old school to
It does,
everybody.
right?
It was the only. It was so serious. Like, we decided in the beginning that's how we were gonna do it. And I went to Europe for a month, so we took a month break.
Yeah, and in the month while he was gone, that was when I did specific time.
I
just wanted to keep working. Specific time.
So when I came back, I hurt my knee. Like, I had a stress reaction in my knee, and I wasn't really supposed to be on my knee. So he was like, all right, look, we almost to the end. You could just record your part down there. And I was like, no, fuck that. Like, if I got to hop up there, I'm on my way. And we just stayed, and we did everything together, and we stuck to it. And you can hear it in the music because it sounds like a conversation as opposed to just two niggas on the track spitting rap.
And the audience can tell that, man. Like, the audience can tell,
that vocal was sent in.
Yeah, they can tell a lot. They can tell a lot.
My man
Insert
Willie
16.
Shout out to Willie B, man.
Did the vocals come in yet?
Yeah. Me and Willie B were having a conversation one time, and he was, he would ask me, not try to get deep into, the personal side of it, but he would ask me about Little Brother stuff, and we were talking one time, and he was like, and I was like, yeah, man, towards the end, man, we wasn't even recording in the same room. He was like, look, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, I could hear that shit.
Wow.
He said, I could hear it. He said, I could hear the difference. He said, yeah, the shit was still dope, but I could hear the difference.
Yeah.
So when this album came out, he texted me, he was like, yeah, nigga, now I hear y'all back together for real. And to what Tay was saying, like, people can hear when it's not really that energy isn't there.
Were there any particular sessions you guys had that you both felt like encouraged and like that's why we should do it this way? Like,
man,
memories of putting it together that you was like, damn, this feels great.
Probably the session for me that was like probably the most eerie session. It was the night we recorded "Work Through Me." This was
the final song.
It's the last song on the record, but it was not the last song we recorded.
Yep.
But we came up with the concept, you know what I'm saying, had the track and everything. And I think we've been talking about the concept for like a day or two before. It was like, okay, I think this is it. So the night we're recording vocals is the same night that Nipsey got killed.
Wow.
We're sitting in the studio, just writing verse, whatever, and then tweets start coming through. It's like, hold on, they saying Nipsey got shot. Like, what? Oh shit! And it just put an entirely different mood over that session and over that vocal performance. And it was even points where, like, in the song, like, there's a part where, and I won't say it, but there's a part in my voice, in my performance, where I made a mistake. Like, there's a mistake I heard later in the verse. I was like, I want to fix that. And I went back and I tried to fix it, and it was correct, but the feeling was, I was like, dude, I can't change this.
Wow.
This was the moment.
Yeah.
Like, nigga,
Yeah, because with streaming, you could just swap it out and just put
exactly.
it in.
You know what I mean? But this was even before it got to streaming. This is while we were still working on it. And I was like, okay, I can just recut that.
Let's
line.
keep it. It feels more authentic.
That whole session was a moment because of the news, the information that came through. Like, it just turned into, it was like, yo, whatever we do in here tonight, we have to keep it.
We gotta keep it.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
So those sessions, did it feel like those early days when you guys used to rock at the Troubadour?
Yeah, we was hungry,
man. It felt better than that for me. I told Tay this, man. Like when we started working on this record, it was about, yo, obviously I want to make the best record we can make. Halfway through the process, I told him, I said, bruh, I ain't even gonna lie. What's more important than this record at this point is the fact that we have bonded like never before. I would go to his house for 4 or 5 days. We had probably worked for 2.
Straight up.
It was all I knew. I knew as soon as I got there that night, the first night, nigga, I know we ain't doing no work tonight. What we talking about? What we watching? What we listening to? And that's what it became, man. And that became so special for me. That's why when I say in that post, the goal was always, you love to accomplish a goal, but it's the journey that matters to me. And the journey for us to get from starting this record to finally releasing the record. And even continuing on, but it's the journey that I will always cherish because he said it in the earlier interviews, like, yo, we actually became friends.
Right.
And that's something that you don't
So
get a
you think
chance
back
to
then you wasn't able to really build a real true friendship?
We had this bond.
Partners in music.
Yeah, we had this bond. But I remember we used to go on tour. We wouldn't even talk to each other, and it wasn't even that we wasn't talking. It's just
We had nothing to talk about.
We had shit to talk about.
We
You
had
in
nothing
your
in
bar,
common.
I'm in mine. You in your room, I'm in mine. I see you on stage, nigga.
And that would be the only time we done together was on stage. And I know plenty of touring acts that do that. You know what I mean? But
some do it now to just you still got to pay them checks.
They still got to pay the checks.
Meet you on stage,
bro. And
Hey,
the thing
you
about
do what you got to do, but
Yeah.
for us, we just realized like that's not the way we wanted to do this. Let's go around.
And you don't. And at this point in our lives, man, like you just don't like. To me, success means you get to work with people you like, people you love. I didn't do all this work in my career to have to work with assholes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna be stuck in a submarine with niggas for 8, 9 months, a year, whatever, I'm just not dealing with unpleasant.
But do you think more people that are talented? Because I always say like there's less groups, right? The groups are dying art. But collaboration is high, right? Everybody's jumping on everybody's record. But would some artists almost benefit further to kind of humble themselves, open themselves up, that if they have a chemistry with somebody, if you're like a Young Thug and a Rich Homie Quan or whatever, that you make that effort to make that partnership work because you may build something greater than yourself. You could always do your own project. But you don't see a lot of that. We celebrate the individual acts now.
The individual,
instead of the idea of doing a group, or 2-man group, or even 3 or 4 people.
Somebody said it to me like when we were in our hiatus. They say, man, you know what? Since y'all been gone, man, ain't really been no real groups come. Like the day of the group is dead.
Yeah, I mean, like the Egos is probably the only everything of them type of group. But yeah, I mean,
but then when they try to solo, no shots. It didn't go a certain way.
Yeah,
and it's still
we
back
like
to his number.
Egos.
Like, you might be cool, but together, and that's the thing.
That's the thing. It wasn't even treated like it was just straight whack. It just wasn't it didn't resonate. It didn't connect.
Migos.
Yeah.
It's like, why y'all doing that? Where's the group thing?
It is hard, man, because I think now, like,
and you make great individual stuff too. A different project with pairing up with other people, but some things you can't deny, right? Like that's
man, you can't deny that. And I think just now with music, the way music is made, and like you said, all the collabs and stuff. I mean, I think it's harder. I think it's like kind of the reason why you don't really see a lot of soundtrack albums now, because nigga, everybody album is a goddamn soundtrack. Yeah, it's all features and shit. You know what I mean? And like
pairings and everything.
You feel me? Yeah. Like so, it's like I look at it and I'm just like. I saw, because people was asking me, they was like, well, are y'all gonna get any features on the record? And we was like, nah, because it just not because it wasn't cats that I love and I like, but it's just it doesn't really add anything. Like to me, like I'd studied to get so for me when I saw Khaled's album, like when it came number 2 to like Igor to Tyler. To me, that was the death of the feature industrial complex.
Really,
nigga, it was over. Because the thing is this, it's like features used to be like steroids, okay? They were things that you use to gain an edge over your opposition. But now everybody's using the same fucking steroids. So now it ain't about your steroids no more. It's about the strength of your fucking game. You can take the same dope as Barry Bonds, nigga. Can you swing like Barry Bonds?
Well, also the opposite too. Going in the same vein you're saying, it's almost an advantage to be able to do it without.
J. Cole went platinum with no features. Like multiple times. Like he lives through that. You know what I mean? So man.
Yeah, or even Tyler, he may use a little Uzi Vert, but it's kind of hidden.
Different way.
Things are hidden now. It's almost like there's a thing now to do that. Like I was even talking to Young Thug last night, Childish Gambino. This Is America had all those rappers and them elements, but it was Childish's record.
If he didn't
and
tell you,
Grammys.
you would not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, right. But those makes it interesting. That makes it interesting to hear a record. You know, like back in the day, where if you would hear a record or if you bought an album and
Michael
hear
singing background on Stevie Wonder.
Nigga, Michael on Stevie
all
shit.
I do, yeah.
Like Michael Cimbello playing guitar. Like those are things like, oh wow, that's him doing that.
Yeah.
It leads to some discovery rather than just leading with,
Yeah.
hey, look who all these people I got to email me verses. Like there's no story in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody with a budget can get that done.
That's interesting. I actually didn't even notice that you guys didn't have any guest features. And
I noticed that. No Joe Scudder this time.
Well, he didn't show up. He's living his white life.
And the crazy thing is, we had reached out to, you know, a few specific people with the idea of having features.
Yeah.
But it just came down to, as we were listening and completing the record, we was like, you know what? I really don't know where they're fit in this conversation. And it's not to say anything about them in their skill level. It's just listening to the album, you just like, damn, where would they really fit at? Where would we squeeze and it makes sense.
And it makes sense. That's the thing.
You know what I mean?
So back to your group thing. I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of people. They might say, well, why do I need to form a group if I can just get this feature and this feature on my own thing?
Yeah.
Why do I need
have a wider reach?
Right. You know what I mean? I can get the same thing done and still keep all my money.
But then you get something special of two artists that are in sync, and you as the personal front, the more your personal front gets to where it needs to be. You know, there's a power in that, right? There's power in partnership. There's a power in that, and it kind of gets lost sometimes now.
It really is lost. Yeah,
definitely. It's the artist thing on another level now. You know what I mean?
You're on another
moving different.
Yeah, he is moving different because he's also managing artists himself.
I said he didn't tell us at the Dreamville Fest that he was cooking up his little brother album.
What's supposed to tell y'all? Nah, man, it's a lot, man. But it's you know, it's something that it's crazy. It's like you get what you ask for. It may not always be the way you ask for it,
right?
But you get it. And I used to always say, watch what happens. Soon as I get Luke rolling, or Luke get himself rolling, I don't want to take all the credit for it.
Luke from Dreamville.
As soon as Luke from Dreamville, as soon as he get rolling, my artist Black Soul, singer, songwriter, like he's on a Picture This. But as soon as things get rolling, something's gonna happen in my own musical career, and my life is gonna get very interesting. And that's what happened. Well, it's very interesting.
That's exactly.
Why did you decide to take Luke on as a client and just take on a managerial role?
Man, he was my first artist I signed to to be the manager of, and he's just my guy DR, the mighty DJ DR. He introduced me to him in 2012, man, and it was just something about him that I heard. Like I hear people every day. But it's just when you get that feeling, them goosebumps, you be like, yo, if he have the right guidance, like he could be special. And we stayed connected for like three years, and then finally, once he was like, yo, I want my old management not doing it for me. I really want to work with you because I wanted to work with him, but his old management, I was just like, listen, she got what she want to do. I can't. I'm gonna respect her and not overstep.
Absolutely.
So when he decided he wanted to move on, and me and him talked about it, and I was like, we doing this? He was like, listen.
I was always man. Pooh was one of the greatest A&Rs I know. Pooh was responsible for restricting, introducing me to Darian Brockington, who was singing on our album. Me and him, we all went to school together, but Pooh was the first one to work with him in the studio. Pooh was responsible for introducing me to Kendrick when he was K-Dot.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the first one to kind of build that bridge. Pooh was responsible for King Mez, for getting King Mez in Dre's camp and, like, linking that. And, you know, he's a great bridge. And, you know, to see him working in this lane, I think it's a perfect fit. And when we first started working together, well, before we even started working together, when we just first started having conversations again, you know, the first thing that is very important for me, you always have to honor who a person became in your absence. I can't just immediately just
assume he's at that same spot.
You feel me? I can't just walk in and be like, hey, my nigga, I see you doing this man shit, but fuck all that. Little brother time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I see you making moves on your own. This is something you got out the mud yourself. How can I serve that? What you need? So when I was working on my solo record, I got Luke, you know, on the So Help Me God doing the hook with him. You know what I mean? It was, how can I serve that? And so I think this is a perfect fit for him, man.
And so you seem like you're very happy that it's gotten a little complicated now with this.
Hell yeah, man. I used to tell cats all the time. I remember specific, I was having a conversation with Schoolboy Q when he was still hype man with Kendrick, and his career was just getting ready to take off. And I was like, yo, man, how you managing it? He was like, man, I'm busy as hell. I said, you know what, bro? You're going to like being busy. Because when you're not busy, that's when problems come. That's when it's an issue. So for me, I'm happy to be busy. You know what I'm saying? I relish
seen the other side of it.
You got a verse in the album, though. We talk about the hard times, like the not getting the lack of sleep, like the grind of being an artist.
Yeah,
so
man.
So it's almost like at a certain point, I always draw out the term "you built for this." So like you, because this is a challenging thing to survive in this business, to keep reinventing yourself.
Man, the peaks and valleys, man. You gotta be prepared for them peaks and valleys, man. You know, the thing about us, we didn't have any mentors when we first came in the game, and so nobody was there to show us, you know, how to do things. I don't want to say right and wrong because that's subjective, but just how to do things. And so
any kind of blueprint.
None.
I made a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I made mistakes with money. I made mistakes with, you know, choices, whatever. And so you have peaks and valleys, the ebbs and flows in this business. And I got into a valley, and like I literally had to dig my way up out of that valley. And some of that was my doing, but I had to dig my way out of that valley. And I was like, I just put my mind to it. I was like, yo, anyway I got to get out, I'm going to get out. You know what I mean? And that's when, like, I got the line in there to driving Uber. I did that shit for a little while.
And what was your, let the people know, what was your Uber rating?
My Uber rating was a 4.97. Because that's the thing, man. Like,
what was it? Did the people give you kind of like great conversation?
Hell yeah.
Great,
Rapper Pooh.
A couple people recognized me, but the thing about it is this, man. Like, I substitute toured, I worked at Amazon, I did a whole bunch of shit. But the thing about it, I always say, if you're gonna take on a job, whatever that job is, do it with pride.
Yeah. Because it's honest work.
Yeah, my ego was bruised as fuck. Make no mistake about it.
Mad to be recognized, mad to not be recognized.
Yeah, right.
Either way, either way, right?
Whatever job I did it with pride. You know what I'm saying? Because I decided to take on that responsibility. So that's what it was, man.
Oh, the other thing was driver turn on the radio. You want to hear this bullshit?
But I ain't even gonna front. One time,
you want to turn the volume up and shit?
I had made a playlist and shit, and I made a playlist, and I'm driving, and a foreign exchange joint came on. Okay. And the person get in the car, and they was like, oh shit, what you know about this foreign exchange shit? And I was just
more
like,
than you could ever.
I was like, I just like the song, man.
That's real. Man, it's so, and I never told you this, man. Like you know, when you talk about this reinvention and everything, man, you know, we haven't always agreed on, you know, music or whatever.
You love me, man.
No, I know. Listen. Yeah, I don't always like it.
Nah.
I do love it, but no, seriously, man, just the way you've been able to just kind of reinvent yourself and do it. Like, I'll never forget this, and I've never had this conversation.
I'm scared now.
Nah, I ain't not even scared. No, I remember the first time I met you. Now, granted, I'm fucking rap nerd supreme. Nigga, I done read every issue, Source, Vibe, Rap Page, like all this shit. So I've been reading you like since I was a fucking kid. So the first time we were coming to New York, and this is when you were at, I think you were at the Source, or were you at
96 to 98?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that early. This was like 05. This is like 05. This is like
XL, yeah.
This is you were at Double XL. This is you at it.
Yep.
So I remember, and I had never met you before. I just knew your words, and like I saw you, whatever. And I remember they were just taking us around the offices, and they were like, "Oh, this is Elliot's office." And, you know, they just knocked on the door, whatever, they opened, and, like, I saw you in there.
Look at that.
I see where this is going.
Yo, dude, I looked in there, and I saw you, and it was like this little office, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, which our offices in New York, though. You know
no window.
No window, little office, no window. It was cramped, and you were just at this desk. And I remember just thinking my first thought, I was like, yo, this guy looks fucking miserable. Like, straight up. I was like, yo, man, he looks, damn, like, that's Elliot? You know what I mean? Like, the dude that I've been reading all this time, like.
It was an angry time.
Bro, straight up. I was like, yo, he looks really unhappy.
Yeah.
So once you got, you know, out of that, and then just all the career changes you made, man, like, you know, I salute again.
Thank you,
even if
brother.
we all didn't always agree with everything you wrote or whatever.
No, I respect
the journey, and man, I just seriously, man, like just the way you've been able to navigate the changes in the industry.
Thank
man,
you, brother.
I gotta take my hat off to you.
Appreciate that,
There's a
brother.
lyric I think on the Minstrel Show that always stuck with me. You said today's fan is tomorrow's rap critic.
Straight up,
and it feels like it's more true than ever so today.
Because everybody has a voice now.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
love my wife. The ooh, I love my wife, nigga, is the most important critic in 2019. Like, nigga, he shut everybody down.
Mr. Pitchfork.
Yeah, right. Fuck your pitchfork, nigga. I'm a mean.
But I got one on the other side of it because I guess there's a certain aspect of it with, Questlove Supreme, like to be on that side with him. And I know it's, just the love of music. And,
absolutely.
But that's a sense of like, Quest and even you stepping out as media. Like you're doing a show, you're interviewing people like on that side of it. And we see so many artists now. From Joe Budden to the Norries, Vince Staples rebranding himself in a very creative way. What do you think it is that makes, because I come from an era where the writer was nobody loved the writer, glorified the writer.
right.
Fuck media.
And fuck the media.
Right.
But so many artists now are in media or doing different things in media. Why do you think the tide has kind of turned that way? But it's such a balance of guys who've done music who are legitimately planting themselves in the media space.
Man, what I think it is, I think it's because now, just particularly as an artist, when back in the 90s, when the music business was just, when cats was just spending money and just being ignorant, just spending shit, you could just be like, fuck that, I rap, nigga. I don't need school. I just rap, man. Fuck this. I don't get my budget. I just rap. Right. But now, I think we're entering a space where, and have entered a space the past couple of years, where if you're an artist, you got to use every tool in your toolbox. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples is a great example of that. Like, you want to root for him without even having heard one word of his fucking music. Yeah. That nigga's just
you like him. You like him.
I fuck with him.
Yeah.
So
his mind and what he thinks.
Yeah, and the way he processes, I'm like, yo, I fuck with that nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think with artists moving into media, even with Joe, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's some things that there's certain sides of yourself, even though you can be a great artist, even though you can be a great writer, painter, singer, whatever, your art doesn't always show every side of yourself. So you have to have these other outlets to say like, oh damn, I never knew he was that funny. You know what I'm saying? Or I never knew that this person was that thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to see those things, and I think that's just the sign of the times. Like, it's going back to the days of, me and my buddy had this conversation. It's going back to the days of like vaudeville. You know what I'm saying? Where you had artists who, or like Carol Burnett show, where nigga you had to sing, you had to do comedy.
Carol Burnett show.
Yeah, you feel me? Like nigga,
I love a good dated pop reference.
Hey, listen, bro. Yo, it's like
they gotta look it up. It's out there. They can look it up.
It's out there. Yeah, it's the internet. Y'all niggas.
No, but that was 70s variety shows. It was like you had to be multifaceted.
Absolutely.
It was everything.
You had to sing for yourself.
I always tell my young guys, I'll be like, look, man. Yo, make the best music you can make, nigga. That's what you're here for. That's what you want to do. But you know what's gonna sell that music? You.
Yeah. Because you're not selling the music. You're selling
selling you.
I said they have to like you.
Once they like you,
or even they don't even gotta like you.
They just have to. They just have to
identify with somebody. Even if they hate you, there's something in you.
You have to connect to them.
But I identify with it, right? And honestly, man, Amir was somebody that really I saw that. We had a conversation. And he was like, man, I never could have guessed all my years of just doing rudiments and practicing on my drums. I'm more valuable today as DJ Questlove than I am Questlove the drummer. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you can't be mad at that. I think it says something,
And he went to be author and that aspect author, too. Like to say,
and I mean, you can't do that, man. You can't knock that. I remember a couple years back, this was before me and Pooh had started working again. But I had a dude on Twitter, he was like, man, I was watching some TV show, I was watching something, and they referred to you as Phonte of the Foreign Exchange and not Phonte of Little Brother, and that made me mad. And I said, nigga, why would that make you mad? Be glad that I got a second act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be glad that how many black artists Madonna can reinvent herself 15 times. Nigga, she can sell pussy. She can be Jewish. Nigga, she can do all
black mama.
Yeah, that's got this little nigga baby. Like, nigga, she can do all that. How many times do black artists get to truly reinvent themselves?
True.
How many times can Titty Boy get to become 2 Chainz?
Absolutely.
Killer Mike doing Run the Jewels.
Absolutely.
Like, nigga, Joe Budden. I saw. This was a couple months ago when I was up here
and he looked miserable.
Joe Budden always looks miserable. I love Joe.
It's part of his aesthetic.
It's part of it. Yeah, but I was in what you call it? We were in Times Square and they had the big banner up like the Joe Budden podcast. And I was like, dude, the billboard up.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, who would have thought the guy who made this record would go to there in this meeting?
Absolutely.
Nigga,
it's crazy.
You gotta salute that, man.
Yeah. And do you still enjoy doing the spring show and all stuff?
I do, man. That shit is like masterclass, nigga. That shit is like
that's a show for rap. That's a show for music nerds.
Yeah, y'all take it to different nerd levels.
Different nerd level, man.
Y'all be that thing when you do the sound, like the little mini sound shit, you got the name. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's and the thing about that, we have a game. It's a game we play on the show.
This is Questlove Supreme.
We have a show called Bitch You Guessed It, where we'll bring in like Pete, Premier, like just producers, and Amir will play like
a stab
from a sample from a break or whatever, and you have to figure out what it is.
Tom Scott.
Yeah, straight up, yo. Pete was crazy with it. Primo was like, I was like, dude, like.
Because he chops, I guess, right? You got to be a chopper.
He was on. He was like, oh, yo, I know what that is right there.
Yeah, that's a good Primo.
I remember that. Yeah. And he was just calling them out. That shit was dope, man. So yeah, being able to hang just in that environment with just true masters of their craft, for me, man, that shit is like graduate level.
Yeah. Nigga, I be lost listening to shit.
You know
I don't know what's going on here.
Like, I thought I knew music. I'm fucking Big Rapper Pooh.
The crazy thing is, because people always ask me music questions, I've never been the music nerd ever.
Yeah.
Like he'll be looking at shit. Oh, such and such play bongos on this shit, and I could care less. I'm like, what that shit sound like, bro? Put sports in on. Do something like that.
He's a sports guy.
I'm a sports guy.
I don't know sports. That's the
I'm the music. I can do it. I love it, but I don't dig that deep into it. I don't put that on your back.
Yeah.
What does Knife think of this album?
I don't know.
You gotta ask Knife.
I don't know.
No feedback from Knife?
We don't speak. We don't
talk. I don't know what he. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly.
But getting back to Little Brother before we get out of here, one thing too different. It seems like, we went through eras where it was like all this worried about, what's the numbers look like? Whatever the numbers are. Right. Now streaming makes the numbers different.
New math.
There's all types of math going on, but it seems like how is it also to put out a record where it's obviously well received and everyone's saying it's doing good and it's great and it sounds good. Is that success? Like, what I'm saying? Like, how do you judge success now in terms of putting a project out in this era?
For me personally, I think I judge it by engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, it's like, like we would always just kind of have jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my boy would talk like, if you're a rapper and your Instagram numbers are bigger than your Twitter numbers, then you suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because, it's like, nigga, you make your living, and that's a very broad generalization, but the thought is just that if you make your living with words,
okay,
nigga, you need to have some fucking words. You need to show that in your writing, in the Twitter. Any nigga can just flex at a party and just, like you were talking about the event, watch this and have some shit that look like it's going off, but it ain't really. So, so for me, man, I judge it by engagement. I judge it by, me getting a text from Pasta News of De La Soul saying, yo, I was supposed to go to bed. I just got off stage. I got off stage. It's 2:00 in the morning. But nigga, I stayed up to 4 a.m. listening to this record. This shit is incredible. Getting a tweet from Pharoah Monch saying, nigga, this line you had said that
the company flow line.
Fuck you,
Mr. Lane.
Nigga, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like that, Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah,
saying, like, nigga, this new Little Brother album go off, nigga.
Casey Veggies.
Casey Veggies, all the young.
Usually like, oh shit, like, I didn't know you listened to this.
Yeah, like truly just true engagement from people who not necessarily may be like the biggest bullhorn in terms of media or personality, whatever, but getting that feedback and that engagement from the niggas who really do this and know what went into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this is you as a writer. It's like you can read a book and you can be like, you know the tricks because it's like you write. So it's like you can read some shit and be like, okay, I see this might be getting love, but this ain't
the hype is behind it doesn't match up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So but to see it from brothers who really do this and seeing that engagement and seeing people say, I had my homie Rory, just also on Joe Budden podcast. And Rory's like, that's the
he quoted your line. It was a dope line you had on the album.
Something about
success.
checks.
I got success in the stretch to match because peace of mind really comes with a check attached.
Yeah.
He was like, man, and he said something. He was like, thank you. He said, man, I remember seeing, the last Little Brother album, like I was like 15. And I think it was him. He said it, but then I saw other people say it too. He's like, I was 15 when I got this last record, and now I'm 30, and it hits in a whole different way.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
this is something that was literally from my childhood, you know, young adolescence, whatever, and now I'm experiencing the same thing as an adult. And it just speaks to me in an entirely different way. Yeah. And that, to me, is success.
Same thing for you, Pooh?
Same thing, man. I mean, like you said, the crazy thing, my man Dave Free.
TD.
Yeah. Dave hit me, and he hit me because he always hit me randomly. And he just hit me. He was like, yo, nigga, this album, crazy. Picture this. That's my jam. And he was like, oh, shit, okay. All right. That's what I yeah. And so when you just have different people hitting you up, man, that that's in this and know and respect music, man, it's crazy. And like you said, engagement is the thing, man. That whole women lie, men lie numbers, that shit is bullshit.
Because numbers can lie like
numbers lie like a motherfucker now.
60 billion streams?
Yeah. Nigga, I got 5 million followers on Instagram, but only sold about them 12,000 records. Like, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? So, just the engagement of how people are receiving the record, man, that means a lot. I mean, because for us, man, like, we never looked at, what's the first week? What's this? What's that? Mm-hmm. Like, we just do the work, man, and we show up at the shows and we burn that bitch down to pack houses.
You gonna hit the road, right?
Hell yeah. Once that all the tour dates up,
phase one.
Yeah, phase one.
We got a couple of additions.
Spread the bags out.
We got a couple of additions coming to phase one.
Phase one.
It's gonna be a new phase one poster going up on you know what I'm saying, soon. We adding dates,
we weekend warrior this shit. That whole I'm going out for 6 weeks.
That shit's dead, man.
Eat a dick, nigga.
Niggas got too much
house, nigga. You understand my
I need my good morning sunshine time.
Come on, I need my good morning sunshine. I need my comforter, nigga. I need my throw pillows. You know what I mean? Hey, fuck that shit.
Nah, we definitely got dates. I think we got about 10, 12 dates
so far.
Yeah.
That we
got. You gonna spread out things and just
I'm gonna tell you the realest shit about this for me, bro, is being able to tell niggas no.
Right?
Like
power
before it offer come in, be like, shit, okay, we do it. Now I done said no to some shit that people be like, what?
Yeah, we said no to offers now that 15 years ago we would have been like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like when you say success, like that's what it's like. That's what you see.
Those are different things.
Yeah.
Little brother, big bag.
Nigga, listen.
Big bags.
Phonte, bet you picture this, Pooh boy. Phonte, I think on that song you said about how you took your Vans and bought an 8-passenger van.
Yeah.
Is that real life?
Nah, that's real life.
Okay.
So we bought we ended up when we signed to Atlantic. Mm-hmm. They were like, they wanted to give us, I think, a marketing budget or some shit.
They gave
what is a marketing budget?
It was like they gave
for real.
They gave a $50,000 independent marketing budget to our independent label ABB, who we were signed to Atlantic through ABB.
Okay.
So we was like, fuck that. You not about to spend that money on some bullshit. Yeah. We want a van. Mm-hmm. So we made him take that $50,000. We spent $48,000 of that
on the van.
On a conversion van.
$2,000 on the gas.
In our name. And we made sure we put it in our name. Right. So it was our van. We owned it. And that's what we
that was how we did our tour. So when we went when we were going on tour, because again, this is pre-Uber.
Yeah.
So so we were good on. We would have our tour bus, and then we bought the hitch that you would put the van on.
We had the van wrapped.
Yeah, it was wrapped, and that was our promo. So when you pull up in the city, you get to the hotel, whatever, check in. It's like, all right, this is the camp. But now y'all hop in the van, and that was when we went to do radio and do your press and all that stuff, and that was how we got around. And then when we say if we was just at the crib, and it's like, all right, we want to do a show. Atlanta want y'all for a show.
Hop in the van.
We just hop in the van and just push them 6 hours and do it like that. And so, but that was a real line. That
Where's
really
that van today?
Wrecked.
Man,
total.
Got in an accident, near fatal accident in Vermont.
Shout out Vermont.
Straight up. Shout out Vermont.
Montpelier.
And we ain't been back since.
That's still gonna hit the phases.
I know what phase that's gonna be.
I know what phase it ain't gonna be. Damn it, that could be phase 2 in the winter.
Hell nah. I see summer in Vermont.
That shit was crazy, man. We lost the van. That shit was total. Still did the show. High on Percocet. You know what I'm saying?
See, Pooh was the original drug rapper.
I was out, but the show went on. You know what I mean?
Big rapper Percocet.
Big rapper
Percy Miracles.
Hey man, I don't believe in missing shows, baby. I don't believe in missing shows. I done shows horse.
Right.
I done show.
You don't miss shows?
Six.
Nah, we've only missed, and I corrected like maybe one or two.
One show.
One show we missed because it was like I had to get my son.
We missed the flight.
It was a flight.
We didn't know we could have just pushed through the security line at the time, so we missed the flight overseas.
It was a Netherlands show. This is like in like 03.
Yeah. Shit, I think that's the only show we missed.
Yeah.
And I missed like 2 shows after the van accident because I didn't have any more transportation, so I had to fly home.
But you fit that stage, like you said.
The horse sick. Nigga, I had the bad knee. I done had gout. Whatever. Nigga, I'm on stage, bro. Like,
when your favorite rapper got gout, they gotta touch that stage.
Hey, bro, I was in Europe. I was in Europe. I had my gout flamed up on my little 3 festival days in Europe. My foot was fucked up, but I squeezed that shoe on every night. And for that hour, that adrenaline took over. But when that adrenaline
was over, nigga. And that,
pain,
man,
my daddy had that.
Yeah, that was something like when we had, a while back with your God rest his soul, we had Prodigy on the show. And he would talk about that. He about how sickle cell and like how, and that shit was inspiring. And he would just say like it's just some mornings you just wake up and you're just in like the worst pain imaginable, but you still rock. You got to push through. You still push through. You know.
We'll keep pushing through with everything, man. Congrats, man.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all
for having that. May the Lord watch.
May the Lord watch, man. Go get that joint
out right now.
Man, you know what I mean? We got a lot of special things coming, you know what I mean?
Yeah, vinyl is coming soon.
Yeah. Some merch.
Oh yeah, vinyl.
Definitely.
A lot of merch is coming.
Merch.
We just, man, like I said, we just really wanted to get this record right first. We started this record October 2018. We finished it probably like 3 weeks ago. Like we were working on it up until the last minute before we had to turn it into our distributor. Shout out to Empire. Gazi is the GOAT.
Gazi is the GOAT. Shout out to Nima. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man. So we really wanted to get that right first, and then we were like, okay, the album is right. Now we can go with everything else.
We'll get everything else in order and just let that thing roll out like it's supposed to.
Absolutely, man. Little brother.
Yeah. Reunited.
Rap Radar Podcast.
And this was some good wine. I gotta take a picture of that bottle.
I already have it.
You gotta
Finish it. Please finish
This is a 2019 Pinot Noir Prisma.
Yeah,
Casablanca Valley from Chile.
I got to have it.
A great refracting.
I'm not even gonna lie. That's the when I was on tour for the month in Europe, and so I took liquor off my rider. Like I don't really drink liquor no more. But I was like, yo, I want red wine. Like whatever the best red wine is in this area, bring it. Italy, the wine was fucking awesome. Unfortunately, that's where we started with the awesome wine.
And it all went down.
Now your palate is home.
Man, talk about it. We got the Germany. Like I love Germany. Like I love Berlin. If I had to live anywhere overseas, it'd be Berlin. But Germany has some of the worst fucking red wine I've ever had in my life, man.
Hey, no phases for that. Gonna kill that.
No. That's me.
Man, we got no. Man, take that hoe from the bottle. Ain't
there you go.
Yeah. You take the thing right.
Little brother, baby. Rap Radar Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.